I'm kind of a fast shooter in a way. I love to run around. I love to be present with what's around me. So I try to capture what happens at that specific moment.
That's perfect.
The magic moment brings you emotion. You see the emotion and the viewer can feel it through the image. What surprised me the most about the Xperia 1 Mark IV is the ability to translate the feeling of shooting on the normal camera. So the Alpha 1 is literally my favorite camera when I need the fast autofocus, when it needs to be locked in perfectly and never lose my subject. The beautiful part with the Xperia 1 Mark IV is it was developed by the same engineers, which actually brought in that autofocus system, which is now in a camera that I can put in my pocket. I have 3 lenses now, 16, 24, and 85 to 125 millimeter. Now across the board from 16 to 125, I literally have the best autofocus possible. While I was shooting, I could actually tap on my subject and it would automatically track my subject. So that object tracking was key to making sure I was in focus all the time. And the cool thing is that once the subject got closer, it changed from the object straight to the eye of my subject. So the 85 to 125 zoom, which is truly optical, is kind of completely different from whatever you might have experienced before. Slow motion gives me an ability to share something differently to the viewer. You look at it and you're like, wow, I didn't know so much things were happening while that person is jumping, while that person is on a bike. And all those tiny moments show you the beauty of this world that you can't always see with your naked eye. The 120 frames per second in HDR and in 4K across all those lenses, pretty incredible. You have everything packed into that tiny device. Seamless zoom means having that range from 16 to 375 millimeter is that it feels as if you had a big optical lens in your hand with a great camera. It just adds a range not only in terms of focal length, but also in terms of creative possibilities. Another great aspect was the image stabilization with flawless eye, which really allows you to stay stable and lock onto your subject's face. In some environment, having a wider dynamic range available is key to capturing your scene. And for that, the real-time multi-frame HDR function really allows you to capture those rich videos, even in challenging environments. Honestly, when we were shooting action, the only way I wouldn't have been able to capture it was by not pressing the button. With 20 frames per second, with auto exposure and autofocus calculating throughout your burst, it's really hard to miss the shot. And if you're vlogging, for example, you can actually use the optional vlog monitor to see yourself and use the main camera. At the end of the day, for me as a content creator, the most important is that I can rely on my tool no matter what kind of environment I'm in. And for that, the Sony Xperia 1 Mark IV is one of the best tools I can have in my pocket at all times.